What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I kind of wanted to start the video off with a little pull because I think in the last video when I was trying to show you guys the lights here that pop up when you're shifting with the RPMs and stuff, I think that was cut off because the POV, the camera was too high on my head. I'm a little tall, so we got the Godzilla out today. I don't know if you can tell. My boy Ro with his GTR, so doing a few things. We got a few things going. Washed both the cars. Both cars looking clean. Gonna get some shots for you guys today, get some good footage. And I was gonna go over what exactly is the 50 Jahre edition M3. What does it entail? I'll go over the full spec sheet and kind of show you guys what comes with a car like this, what doesn't come with a car like this. Is it worth it? Is it not more worth it to go order a G80 M3 with an individual paint option? Is that a better option than doing this? We'll go over that today. So yours is full bolt-on. You'd smoke this probably, right? You think?
I don't know about that. It'd be close, maybe.
Bone stock though, bone stock. You think it would be close?
Well, yeah, I'm bolt-on, so I'd definitely.
You're on bolt-ons, but like if I did bolt-ons, you think it would maybe keep up? Dude, I saw a video of one of these smoking a plaid the other day.
I was gonna say, if you did bolt-ons, you could probably keep up or beat me. These are definitely
I don't know.
fast.
But yeah, we got the Techno Violet in the sun here. Look at that tire shine. Finally, dude, this is the first time I put tire shine on this thing. I haven't asked you actually. So this comes, it's the orange side marker, right? It's like the amber.
Yeah.
Would you color match it or do black?
I do black. That's what I did on mine. It's right behind.
Yeah, but they probably do sell this in black, I guess.
That's not even black. That's the same thing.
Because this isn't a light.
I put the same thing as the headlight on there.
Oh, you PPF'd it.
It's PPF. It's even in the back on the side, which is the reflector like yours.
Okay, yeah, so this is basically what I have up front. So you blacked it out. You can kind of see some red.
It's the smoke PPF.
Yeah.
Smoked expel.
A line? PPF it, you think?
I just do that. That's easy.
So you think black then? Black would just match with the rest of the vehicle, not purple?
Purple would be fine too. I don't know.
I mean, it's a hard purple to match, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, they might be selling them, I don't know.
But would they match perfectly? I don't know.
I don't know. Probably black would be easier. I don't think he rubs at all, if I'm not mistaken. But he has eye-back springs in the front, I believe, and nothing in the rear.
In the back, yeah.
I don't know if I'm doing that brand, but I'm doing all of them anyway. And I think the springs I'm going with.
If anything, your back is gonna rub if you do the back. The back's already kind of low.
Yeah, I don't know. We could, back in the day, we used to heat it up. We'd roll it, heat it up, whatever. I don't think I've ever seen anybody. Do people roll fenders on these? I don't even know. Probably.
I'm sure they do. If you're gonna slam.
How is the fender?
There has to be a lip. There always is.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is.
Dude, I haven't felt for a lip since college. Do people still do that stuff?
Usually can't get a finger in it.
Yeah, back in the day. All right, let's go make moves. The M intro. I don't know if you could change this, but yeah, figured I'd show you guys. We're gonna pause that. Can't do no copyright, but GTR, yeah, the GTR is full bolt-on for anybody new on the channel. Full bolt-on E85 conversion. He alternates between 85 and 93 gas pump, but for those of you that are new, this is bone stock. It's I haven't even hit the braking service yet. I think I'm at almost 500 miles, so I'm not doing anything performance-wise or pools or anything too crazy until I get past that. I think it's like 1,200 miles. So the GTR in the rear. That color definitely still pops in my opinion. He's had it for a couple of years now, I think. We went down to Atlanta actually to pick it up. It was pretty fun. Stopped by Tail of the Dragon and all that on the way up. We'll definitely we've talked about possibly making a trip down there just for a cruise and stuff, so we'll see. You know, definitely expect some more videos with the G80, with the GTR. Maybe my buddy's Porsche, actually, he definitely wants to do a trip down to that area as well, so we'll definitely get a lot of nice videos in the next upcoming weeks as well. I think the weather's finally starting to get better. Like, it's 52 today, which is nice. Finally got this thing washed, took it out and everything. You know, then again, it's gonna be like 30 in a few days, but then it's gonna be 62. But you know, that's just the life we live here in New Jersey, so it is what it is. You know, we're definitely, you know, we're now in March. We're approaching the we're approaching spring, so definitely expect more videos and footage of these vehicles as the weather improves for sure. Try and get a couple quick pulls for you guys. Again, nothing too crazy because of the braking service, but just little baby pulls. I don't think there's any harm in that. Baby pulls, nothing crazy. Definitely stands out. It is definitely quiet. Like, even earlier I was pulling up somewhere and Ro told me, he was like, yeah, that thing's definitely way quieter than I expected. My buddy's G80, he has stuff done to his exhaust. I think he has like mid-pipe down, I don't know if he has downpipes, but he definitely has like a res delete, mid-pipe, all that stuff. So I think that's definitely coming soon. My boy Dusky, I know you're watching this, so I think she's ready for you, man. Definitely suspension first. We're definitely doing suspension. Anyway, the exhaust, let's discuss it. We'll see. Maybe at the very least do what Sandeep did, res delete, mid-pipe, I don't know, stuff like that. One thing I forgot to bring up, touch on this point because I've mentioned it in previous video. There's really no options to be doing anything with the air here. Like, these are quick defrost options down here. Other than that, they removed all the buttons, at least in the 2023 model, with the whole iDrive 8 iPad screen look and all that. You have to go to the climate menu on the screen to get all that. But what I realized is, if I click this, I get the climate menu, all that junk, and once I'm done with everything, hit it again, it goes back to where it was. So that is cool. I'll give BMW some credit on that. I do think that's very convenient. My biggest thing was, it was gonna be annoying to have to leave the screen, leave where you're at, go to a different menu and deal with that. All right, guys, so we got both of the vehicles here. We got the G80 M3, we got the GTR. We're gonna get some nice shots, maybe a couple montage, some drone shots, and I got the sticker out, so I'll go over the spec sheet and I'll go over kind of explaining what is a 50 Jahre G80 M3 edition. What the hell is that? Because that's what I was thinking. I was looking for one of these for a while, and eventually I came across one, and that's kind of how I came across, oh, they made a 50th year edition. I had no idea. So video, I'll go over all that stuff. I'll go over the spec sheet, and let's discuss if it's actually, is it actually worth getting one of these and paying the price of one of these, or are you better off speccing out exactly what you want and then from there adding individual paint? It actually comes out a little cheaper, but stay tuned. right, so the 50 Jahre edition. So let's start with the first thing is the 50th anniversary emblem. So this started in 2022. When I say started, I don't mean that it's consistent, it's gonna be here forever, you pick it out, whatever. No. So they did this in 2022. There's a certain build date, I think it was like after March or something, and it was for, you know, the rest of the year. And some of the 2023 models had it. This is a 2023, and this emblem is not, you know, specific to the G80 M3. So you can actually get an F90 M5 with this emblem. I believe you can get an M8 M4 as well with this emblem. This is just M50th anniversary. So I believe it's 1972. Maybe it's not. I think 72 would make sense for 2022, 50 years, but maybe it was official in 73. I forget. It's one of the two. So let's just say 1972, 50 years brings you the 50th year edition. So obviously this comes with that emblem, although this is a 2023 model. So the 50 Jahre edition, they only did it on the 2023 model. They didn't do it on 22. So I guess they were pushing out the cars with that emblem, and eventually that, I'm sure it was planned out, and you know, they already had it figured out before we became public, but that's when they decided to do the 50th Jahre edition G80 M3. So when I say 50 Jahre edition, that's tied to just the M3. It has nothing to do with F90s, M8s, whatever. That's just on the G80 M3. All right, so I'm gonna go over a few things with the 50 Jahre edition. I've mentioned it in a couple of my previous videos, but since this is the official video where I'm discussing what is a 50 Jahre edition, it might be repeated for some of you guys. But so with the 50 Jahre edition, you have the option to pick from 5 colors. I'll go over those colors in a second and exactly what they mean. You pick one of 5 colors, you pick the color that you want. This is assuming you ordered it, you know, you ordered it through a dealer, online, whatever, however you ordered one of these versus just picking up whatever what was in the lot, which is exactly what my situation was. I'll go over that in a minute. But you pick one of the 5 colors. After that, you pick your brakes. So you can get the black calipers, the blue calipers, the red calipers, or if you get the ceramic option, you get the gold calipers. I'll dive into that when I go over the spec sheet, but that is the second option that you get to pick from. You pick the color, you pick the calipers. From there, you also get to pick, do you want the carbon bucket seats, which is a must for me, or do you want the regular sports leather seats? I'll throw a picture of that real quick for you guys to see. For me, it was definitely the carbon bucket seats. I had to get that. So my vehicle has the carbon bucket seat option. So that's option number 3 that you pick from. So those are the 3 options. There is one thing I just want to go over real quick, is the exhaust. So obviously I have the quad tip exhaust, which are titanium tips. They are wrapped in carbon fiber. The reason I bring this up is obviously you get this exhaust when you order this vehicle. However, I just want to throw this out there. I have seen 1 or 2 of the 50 Jahre edition with a different exhaust. So they throw the exhaust in the middle, and if I'm not mistaken, I believe that was a $9,000 option. But anyway, I'll throw a picture of that. You may see a couple of those floating around. In case you do, that's what happened there. I don't know if I like it, honestly, because to me it's a G80 M3, you know, M3 M5, whatever it is. I don't think the exhaust in the middle is really the look I'm into, but you know, to each their own. I just wanted to throw that out there for those of you in case you come across it and are like, what is this G80? All right, so now I just want to talk about the 5 colors, the paint, why BMW chose that, or not why, but more exactly where it came from. So for starters, like I mentioned, you can pick 5 different colors on this, all for this limited edition, which it's not standard paint, and I do not think they offer these as an individual paint option, if I'm not mistaken. Again, I could be wrong, somebody else can correct me in the comments, but I do not think you can get these individually. So the first one is Cinnabar Red. Don't know if I'm saying that right, but Cinnabar Red, it comes from the original E30. The second one, which is this vehicle, is the Techno Violet, purple, obviously. As far as the actual paint, where this comes from the E36. Third one is the Interlagos Blue, which came from the E46. The fourth color is the Fire Orange. So the Fire Orange actually comes from the E92 Lime Rock edition. And then the 5th color is the Lime Rock Gray, which comes from the F80 M3 CS. So that actually is a little newer. It actually just comes from the M3 CS color. So I didn't realize that each one of these came from a different body. I actually had no idea. I knew it was like different colors they brought back from like way before, but I didn't realize it came, you know, one from each generation. They pulled it, and one of them being F80. I think that's pretty cool. So those are the 5 colors. So one of my buddies, he actually owns a body shop, paint shop, all that stuff. He hasn't seen this vehicle before, but I saw him the other day. I had to drop something off at the shop, so we were discussing. He was curious about it. I actually had to send him the paint code on the door or whatever, so he can look it up and check the the numbers and stuff. He was telling me there's no way they brought this color back from the original one. Why? Because there's like a specific mineral or whatever in the paint that can only come from like this certain plant, and I don't know if it was Japan or some other country, but anyway, it comes from there, and that burned down and it was obviously discontinued and nobody could ever replicate that color. So he was like, there's no way. They probably came really close to it, but it can't be the same. I sent him the code and he said it matched it, so he was pretty surprised. I don't know too much about that. I could be wrong. You guys can, you know, quote me in the comments, find it. I haven't found anything to kind of talk about that. It's a little windy, so I just various things I grabbed from the car to kind of hold this down. But anyway, so Techno Violet Metallic, which is included obviously because of this package. It's not normally included. This is normally whatever paint you choose. If it's not standard, you're paying anywhere from, I haven't ordered an individual paint option, but from what I understand, people have paid anywhere from $4,000 for an individual paint option, $5,000, $6,000, $8,000, $10,000 in some countries. Seems like it varies country to country. I'll dive into individual paint talk in a little bit. These wheels only come on the limited edition. They're actually like an matte orbit gray. Regardless, 19s in the front, 20s in the rear. That's not special to the limited edition. The staggered wheels that my buddy's G80's actually same way, 19s up front, 20s in the rear. So you get the orbit, you get the orbit gray wheels, you get the M Shadowline lights. They're pretty much painted black. It's like a smoky look, and that's all that means. That's not limited to this vehicle, but that's part of the package, obviously, for the limited edition. You get the 50-year emblems, which you can get on any car. Doesn't have to be G80. Well, not anymore, but at least for the 22, certain 23 models, you can get the 50-year emblems. You get the carbon fiber trim, which you can get on any G80. It's not really limited to the limited edition, but let me just show you guys that real quick. Carbon fiber trim means you get the carbon fiber on the steering wheel, you get the carbon fiber here in the middle, and then you get it all around the dash as well. But then again, you can get the carbon fiber interior trim on any G80 M3. You get the adaptive LED headlights with the laser light. You can get that on any G80 M3. Rear headrest, wireless charging, and the Edition wheel, which I just showed you guys. It's pretty much, it's stitched to kind of match the rest of the interior. So you could see it's same stitching that's on the seats and everywhere else. So that's basically what comes with the vehicle. You can't really change that. Like that's just what BMW chose for this. You also get the parking assistance package, with same with the exec package, which gives you a remote engine start, heated steering wheel, power tailgate, BMW heads up display. I don't think you can actually choose to spec it without that. Like I said, I've mentioned the options that you pick, but these are standard on this limited edition. The option that you can pick is the M carbon bucket seats, so it is a $4,500 option. If you get this, you know, this regular leather sports seats, I don't even think you pay. I think those are just standard, and then you pay $45 if you want the carbon buckets. So you might see limited edition ones with carbon buckets, and you also might see them without carbon buckets. So you can see two different variations of that. I think that makes the carbon ceramic brakes a $9,000 option. I think it's $8,000, which I kind of wanted, but like I said, I picked this up off the lot, so I didn't really spec it out. And then obviously all this is standard, which is just standard stuff on the G80 M3. It's a 3-liter twin turbo inline 6-cylinder on an 8-speed transmission, and obviously all this other fun stuff. This is all standard. This is the same as any other G80 M3. This is the same standard features as my buddy's G80 M3. Actually is, I think it's roughly 15,000 more than what the M3 comp starting price is. All right, now for the real question, is it worth it to get one of these limited edition ones, or is it worth it to spec out one to your likings and get individual paint instead? So obviously at this point we're in 2023, so you're not specking one of these. But let's just talk about in general if you are ordering one. I think average most people have paid mid 80s if they're buying them new. Obviously if they're not marked up, if they ordered it, they waited so many months, whatever. And that's the other thing, you order one of these, you know, 2024 models could be different, but at least when I was looking for these last year, it could be anywhere from, you know, I don't know, 6 months, 8 months, 12 months, 16 months. Let's just say you got one for 80, 82. At that point you can get whatever paint option you want. So let's just say average, I know I said I've seen 4,000, 10,000, 8, let's just say 5,000 average, $6,000 average for individual paint options. So you get one at 80 grand, 82 grand, throw on 6,000 for individual paint, you're still at like under 90,000, and limited edition is at 101. So is it really worth it? Well, If you're somebody who's into these, you want to keep them forever, you're a huge BMW guy, okay, sure, it might be worth it. If you're somebody who's, you know, you get the newest, you get the best, it's got to be the nicer version of each car you own, okay, maybe. For those of you that are kind of like me and you just, you know, you move on to different vehicles every couple of years, whatever, you're not keeping them forever, probably not worth it. You know, you could probably get one for cheaper. I mean, I believe most people, if they want a special G80 M3, they're going to get the M3 CS, because the M350R edition, it's really just cosmetics. Under the hood, it's the same. Interior is the same. Yeah, this one it's a 23, so it gets the iDrive 8. It gets the iPad look screen, the one screen, the iDrive 8. But any 2023 is going to have that. That's not limited to the limited edition. So it really comes down to each their own. I really would love to have carbon ceramics, but it wasn't the end of the world. I think black looked good, and considering the wheels are a matte gray, orbit gray, whatever it's called, I didn't think it was a big deal. I know when I had my F90, I said I wouldn't get another one without carbon ceramics because I had the gloss black wheels and they always got dirty and dusty, which these do as well, but you just don't see it because it's they're, you know, matte gray. So I do need to find a way to clean these a little better. There's that startup for you guys. Get that real quick. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll definitely catch you guys in the next one. Make sure you subscribe, you like it, you comment, and be back again soon.